expecting life to happen. They don't go out and like make it happen. They're literally waiting for it to come to them and expecting it to come to them, but they don't understand that the only way that life is going to happen is if you go out and change it yourself. Like, you have to influence it yourself. There's no possibility of life happening if you're waiting on it all your life. Life is literally going to just disappear by that point, and you're not going to have one. Like, that's just a fucking thing.
So, this first part I don't have any video for because my friend wouldn't let me record. So I went out to lunch with my friend and she was like, I know you're doing that stupid vlog thing, so I'm not going to let you record anything going on because I don't want to be in your stupid little vlog. And I was like, that's fair. A lot of people don't want to be in my stupid little vlog. I could tell something was wrong though. I looked at her and was like, hey, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. And I'm like, you can stop lying to me. Eventually she's just like, yeah, I'm sad. And I'm like, what's wrong? And so she told me. She told me that her best friend got engaged. And I was like, that's great news. And she's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, why? And she told me that's because she's in love with her best friend. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, I told you about him. That guy that like I've always really liked. I was like, Brian? And she's like, no. I'm like, Chad? And she's like, no. I'm like, Brian? And she's like, no, Scott. And I'm like, oh yeah, Scott. That guy. So apparently he called her the other day and he proposed to his girlfriend who he's been with for a couple of months. And she was the first person to know, the first person to find out. And it broke her heart because deep down, she always thought that they would be together. And I was like, that's okay. You know, you can be happy for him finding somebody to be with. And she said, I know I am happy for him, but I always thought we would end up together. You know, it's just one of those, like, the one that got away type deal. They knew each other since the 4th grade. They loved each other, but it just didn't work out. She let it slip right out of her fingers. And I could understand that. That was sad. So she was just like, yeah, so I'm dealing with that. I was like, do you want a hug? And she's like, no. I just want somebody to hold my hand. So I reached across and squeezed her hand a little bit, and the waiter came out and looked at us and they just left. But that was the first part of my day. So after my first lunch, I had second lunch with my friend Seth. He's been doing a lot of construction, so he's gotten like bigger and burlier and meaner and stronger. A lot dirtier as well. He's always been that dirty, but he's still really dirty. And he told me some pretty funny stories about construction and just like the weird things that he ran into at his job, which were kind of fascinating actually.
Fort DuPont, right?
Yeah.
So it was basically being turned back into a remediation area. So we were planting all these plants and all these trees. The guy walks by a tree, there's a hole in the tree about yay big from where there was a limb that had died out.
Yeah.
He just goes, and he looks over at us and goes, there's a grenade in the tree over there.
There's a grenade.
Yeah, so we're like, no, you're full of shit. You're f***ing kidding me. We go over, nope, there's a f***ing grenade in the tree. We had to call the bomb squad to go out there and basically dig it out. And they were like, yeah, it's lucky you found this because this could have just gone off.
Turns out you can get beer at Chipotle, so he had, a couple beers with his burrito. And it was interesting because he wrapped it up with just a sort of interesting bookend to my earlier conversation with Jane. Because he talked about how things can slip out of our fingers if we don't seize them, and how life is flowing. And I thought that was an interesting juxtaposition to what happened to my friend Jane, because maybe she could have reached out a little bit harder and held on just a little bit tighter, and the life that she wanted wouldn't have slipped out of her fingers. That was kind of sad. So maybe that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this little vlog thing. It's sort of like a carpe diem, seize the moment type deal. Make the moments between the moments important. Maybe I can make this moment a little bit special before my life slips out of my hands. Sometimes I just need someone to hold on to me a little bit tight. Also, forgot to add that my friend Jeff became addicted to Chipotle because of me, and the whole like Evan Butler at Chipotle is like a meme thing. So just don't blame me.